This leader is provided to permit the projectionist to complete adjustment of focus and sound level before the film begins.
Drugs, LSD, I don't consider a drug. I don't consider powder a drug. Those are more or less religiously significant awareness, mind-expanding apparatus. And it's tough to use. So
welcome back to another episode of Rancid, Rants, and Reviews. I'm Yeti the Movie Raccoon, and today we're going to talk about a new Scream film. So, Spyglass Media Group is putting together the new Scream film. That's almost all we know. We don't know if it's going to be a reboot, or a prequel, or a sequel, or they might do like the Halloween thing and erase all of them and make Scream 2 over again. Man, who knows? Spyglass is the same company that's kind of trying to put together the latest rendition of a Hellraiser remake thing. It was announced about 5 or 6 months ago, something like that. Apparently, they have access to all of Dimension Films, their whole library, because if you'll remember, Dimension Films was one of the last things that Harvey Weinstein fucked into bankruptcy. No matter which way it goes, I don't see like a good future for the film, kinda. Like, the sequel, just because, like, the only thing that we do know for sure is that Wes Craven will not be involved because of his passing in 2015, and Kevin Williamson, the guy who was on to write 3 of the 4 other Scream films, isn't attached. That's that's it. It's being made, those guys aren't involved, that's all we know. So I feel like it's going to have a lot of fucking pressure from the audience, from fans of the original. I feel like it's going to be one of those that's hated before people ever even see it, before a trailer even drops. People are going to be bitching about it. And God forbid it's a fucking remake. Jesus Christ. If it's a remake, Scream's going to become the next cinematic masterpiece that must be rescued from these uncultured swine and their rebooting. Like, seriously. It's like people think that because there's a reboot, the original franchise is then worse, or like doesn't exist, or it steals the memory of the original film and all of its meaning and replaces it with something new. I don't know. What I've personally seen is that, like, worst case scenario, it's a terrible fucking reboot that makes the franchise better. Bear with me on this. We all remember the original Ghostbusters. It was a fucking amazing film. Ghostbusters 2 was not all that great. It missed a lot of things that the original Ghostbusters had. There's a lot of really stupid writing choices for Ghostbusters 2, but it was still okay because, I mean, it was Bill Murray and crew, you know? Then, in 2016, that horrible fucking reboot abortion that Paul Feig directed was released on the world, and that made Ghostbusters 2 better by comparison. So, I mean, there's that. And think about it. The It miniseries was released in like 90, 91. And I mean, yeah, Pennywise was kind of a thing, you know, but you didn't really see it until a couple of years ago when they started talking about doing the It Chapter 1 or whatever, the cinematic version of It, and then everybody's fucking talking about Pennywise. Everybody's talking about, you know, Tim Curry's a national treasure, which, I mean, fair, he is, and he was the superior Pennywise, but I mean, that miniseries was a good made-for-TV Stephen King adaptation. It was not. Let's not go calling it a classic on the strength of the fact that Tim Curry was good in it and it had fucking Harry from Night Court. Let's be honest with ourselves, folks. And fucking Michael Myers sightings haven't gone up like 5,000% since the reboot C-boot fucking reboot sequel in 2018. The original Halloween franchise is fucking booming all over again because of that reboot sequel thing. So, but reboots destroy intellectual properties and make movies worse, and we should all definitely rant and rave and cry and bitch and complain about it instead of maybe having an open mind and looking at a movie that might bring a little something different to a franchise that's awesome. You know what I think would be really cool? A prequel. Like, it could be like almost a fucking erotic thriller with the intrigue of Nev Campbell's mom fucking that dude's dad, and there's some like steaminess, and there's some suspense, and then there's a kid in a ghost face mask just stabbing the shit out. I mean, it would have everything. You'd have murder, you'd have suspense, you'd have sex, you'd have the family dynamic. We wouldn't have to see every role in Scream recast or hope that they can bring the entire ensemble cast back to do Scream 5. I mean, we wouldn't have to sit through a super woke remake of the original Scream. I don't know. I think a prequel would be a cool way to go. But, who knows? Who knows what happens? Fuck it. While I got you here, what else is in the news? Nothing. It's just the Scream thing. That's it. So, yeah. Sorry, this is just one video this week. Like I said, my upload schedule is going to be sporadic at best. Plan to have a couple of episodes next week. I'm going to talk about a really cool movie starring Wee Man. It's called Dark Side of the Womb. I'm going to talk about that next week. A couple of other things. So that's going to be fun. But as for today, that's all I got. Happy Friday. Hope you guys have a fucking great, safe weekend. Stay warm out there. Stay safe. Epstein didn't kill himself. Keep doubting. A massive thank you goes out to everybody who's made it this far in the video. I'm super excited about this new show, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are checking it out so fucking much. I can't even tell you what it means to me. If you like what you heard, if you want to see more, go ahead and turn on notifications, because my upload schedule is going to be really sporadic. Hopefully it's going to be like a couple of times a week, and maybe in the future we can nail down a schedule. Who knows? Follow me on social media at The Movie Raccoon on Instagram. I don't fuck with Twitter, and Facebook is cancer. Until next time, man, keep doubting.